Welcome to the Saber Roar. I'm Evan.
And I'm Kyle.
During the holiday, the Foods Around the World class gave back to the community in a very special way.
Every year, Miss Champion and the Foods Around the World classes partake in a Christmas cookie project.
The purpose of the project is to learn about mass-producing cookies, but also to make some money that will go to making someone else's Christmas a happier one by buying gifts for an underprivileged family in Franklin.
3 classes took part in making 8 different types of cookies and put them into boxes of 3 dozen. They sold about 40 boxes and earned about $60.
We sought out a family, but unfortunately this year, for the first time, we were not able to find one. And so we took the money that we made and we donated it to the National Honor Society.
NHS then donated the money to a cystic fibrosis charity. Next year, Miss Champion hopes to find a family to donate the money to and make their Christmas a little more special.
In many of her classes, Mrs. Champion finds ways to provide service to the community while providing a rich learning experience for her students.
With winter comes cold weather and holiday music.
The FHS Winter Choral Concert was recently held in the multipurpose room. The concert was directed and organized by the new choir director, Mrs. Schlecht.
We started Christmas music or holiday music in September, actually, one of the songs, and then the majority of it we really got into towards the mid to end of October. It gets a little bit complicated, but once they put it together and sing together, you get a really awesome product.
The choir concert consisted of individual choir performances, as well as the combined performance of Ode to Joy and several other Christmas classics such as Winter Wonderland and Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
I usually, when it comes to concert music selection, I just kind of look at what music I really enjoy, music that the students will enjoy, that the parents will enjoy, and kind of try to find a good variety and good mix of songs.
You can look forward to the choir's next big performance in the spring on May 16th.
This year at Franklin High School, Academic Decathalon has once again formed a team to compete in the intellectual arena.
Academic Decathalon is not your usual sport. Instead of participating in physically demanding ways, students challenge themselves mentally by studying and being tested on topics like history, art, language, and science.
Academic Decathlon is a competition for students of all different grade levels, both academically and age-wise, in which they are studying a particular content. In this case, our topic is Russia, and the students study different content related to the different disciplines.
After preparing for the tests, the team travels to another school and participates in a standardized testing style exam. Their results depend on how they do individually, and if they pass, they can then move on to the next round.
Franklin's Academic Decathlon season ended after placing 4th overall in the regional competition.
Franklin boys basketball team is halfway through its season. Matt caught up with Coach Hogan at a recent game to check in on their progress.
The Franklin basketball team is having a rough season with more losses than wins, but the coaches are confident that their play style will help the team in the future.
Moving forward, I like the way that we played. We came back and showed a lot of effort. You got to have that good sense of urgency for the entire 32 minutes in order to put yourself in a position to win.
Although the boys basketball team lost to Burlington, they're confident to pick up the pace in the second half of their season.
Though sometimes the scoreboard doesn't show it, the team has continued to improve throughout the season.
The FHS administration underwent a major change this year with the addition of Associate Principal Miss Rach and new Principal Mr. Nowak.
Miss Rock, our new assistant principal, has already settled into the school and is ready to get to work.
I feel comfortable here. I think the staff is great. I'm really excited to work along a group of talented, committed educators. So it's been a great transition for everyone, I think.
As one of her co-workers, Mr. Cohn highly agrees and supports Mr. Nowak's choice to bring her into the school.
Mrs. Rock's been a great addition to the administrative team. She brings a lot of knowledge about education in general, and she's a good communicator and just brings a lot to the team overall. You can tell that she was a fantastic teacher. She really has a good relationship with students. She's been building strong relationships with students and staff since she's been here, and so she brings that dynamic to the team.
As well as forming relationships with the students, she plans to focus on consistent improvement to the school's environment and the learning process in the classroom.
One thing that we're focusing on is disciplinary literacy, so embedding literacy into all different kinds of classes, so not just English classes, and really trying to make students better readers and more literate, all kinds of critical thinking skills, and get them ready for college and whatever career path they choose.
The new principal, Mr. Nowak, also sat down with Dylan from the Saber Roar team.
Before coming to Franklin, Mr. Nowak had experience as a principal at Waukesha South for 5 years, as well as being associate principal there for 4. Like students, a principal coming to a new school can be a big change.
It's a process, really. It's a process of getting to know the people in school, building relationships with staff, learning the culture of a building, from the practices that are in place to the way that people deal with situations. As well, it's about learning the community, the things that are important to the community, how the community makes decisions, and the types of things that they value.
A big reason why Mr. Nowak wanted to come to Franklin is that he's from the area, so he knows the success Franklin has had in past years.
I do think Mr. Nowak will be successful at Franklin. He has sought teacher input with new ideas, and he's willing to try different things and brings a lot of good ideas to the table.
Franklin High School and the school district has been everything that I thought it would be. I've felt very, very welcomed by students, teachers, and the community.
Mr. Nowak wants to contribute to positive change in Franklin and hopes his time here will be some of the best of his teaching career.
Mr. Nowak and Ms. Rach have settled in and are contributing to continued academic success here at Franklin High School.
That's all the time we have for this newscast. I'm Evan.
And I'm Kyle. Stay tuned for Friday Night Smackdown.